Let's figure out how this thing works. I've got this crank rechargeable flashlight, except problem is you normally can turn it off and crank it till it gets a big charge, and then you can charge it on, but the on-off switch doesn't work. So it's a lost cause. So let's figure out how this thing works. Magnetic tip screwdrivers, though, you gotta have them. Less for taking things out, but more for putting them in, especially small ones like this. You want to be able to magnetize it and put it in. Otherwise, big fingers and little screws don't work so good. Also, always good to have Frisbees around. Great saucers. Got a whole collection of them, all different sizes. It doesn't hurt to have the Queen stop by for a visit either. Let's see, the handle has 2 rubber inserts, probably just grips for comfort, for ergonomic comfort. Nothing mechanical here though. Just a couple screws. Might as well strip this down all the way. There's the switch. The switch, which is supposed to activate the on-off, and most likely come in contact with this button here. Now this button here right now goes on and off, but it doesn't click to a closed position. So I suspect inside of here we have a faulty catch. But that doesn't work. But that's cool, because I don't really need this thing anyway, because I have my iPhone with the flashlight on it. Although I do have another one of these in my car, because having a crank generating light source is always good, because you never know. It still works. There's your crank. Probably into this box here is where the generator occurs. There's probably a series of gears that connect up through, generate to this piece. So any of my electronic friends or brothers would know exactly what these things are called. I don't. I'm more mechanical, not electronic. And not even that. I'm just a hack. Here's your front lens here. Let's take this off. Ooh, look at those cute little 3 LEDs that go into this fixture that has embedded in it this shaped metallic piece of plastic that is covered by clear plastic, so it's sealed from the cruel environment out there that we so desperately try to tame. Take this out, see what it looks like.
There it is. That's pretty cool.
This looks pretty straightforward. Oh, there it is. So there's your circuit board. There's your on-off switch, which is soldered into place. And there it comes out. All right. Here's the chassis with the crank attached to this plastic hex. That hex goes to this hex, which will now pop out, goes to this hex, which goes to the system, which generates the electricity, which goes to the circuit board, which goes to the switch and the battery and the lights. I wonder if I can still get this thing to work. It's like the Terminator. It's a crawling arm until it meets the vat of frozen nitrogen or whatever it was. This one won't be coming back. All right, opening the chassis even further. Well, really, we're not in the chassis. We're in the head gasket. That's where we are. See, I really don't know my automotive terms, what they mean. I know words. And sometimes I can put them together in the proper sequence. And if people know less than me, they think I know what I'm talking about. Let's take this off. Ooh, look at all that. That's great. You can't turn it with just your hand. I might be able to put this back on. You can see how they all operate. And there it goes. Wow. So, I guess this is probably Da Vinci's work or something. I don't know. Da Vinci or Enrico Fermi or Mario Cuomo or somebody like that. Oh, they all popped out. Who understood how one gear can torque on another, can torque on another. So maybe if you have 20 teeth here and 10 teeth here, and then the distance from here to here is, let's say, 5x, that means this turns 5 times the speed as the original crank, and then you have the same thing here, you're up to 25 speed, and that looks like a little different ratio, so maybe up to like 100 times. So one crank of the handle is 100 cranks of that, which 100 times turns this over. And I have a funny feeling that's where you get your energy. And you take it apart, and boom, there she is. So, theoretically, or actually, if you're able to crank this at probably 500 times the speed of my finger going around, it would create enough energy, enough electricity inside of this. I don't even know the name of this device. If you did that, you'd have enough power to create enough of electricity to both A, light up these LED diodes, and B, store some in this little battery system. So somewhere in here, this is where the problem was, this on-off switch, and I don't think I can get in there. I can't get in there without going with the pliers and going down into Rip It Apart town. And this is the point of no return. There it was. There's the button. You can see how it goes up and down, which hits the plunger. This little metal top right here goes up and down, and that creates the charge. And somewhere this was not catching to stay down or to go up. Oh, look at the cute little spring too. Wow. That's a little keepsake right there. Now we know how this thing works. We knew it all along, but it's always fun to peek under the hood. And speaking of peeking under the hood, how did I get this angle so rock solid? Well, I just had to make this little tripod for my iPhone. Worked nice, worked well. God bless the Queen.